So is AI taking over? That's the question.
I don't know. It's nerve. Yes. Yes. Is that the answer?
Well, it's interesting. And this might be a very short episode. We were recording another podcast, and the thought came to me, and I think I brought up just briefly. So right now, AI cannot take an application. So AI can help me with leads.
Hmm?
It can help me with conversations.
And schedule appointments.
It can schedule appointments for me. It can't take an app though.
Hmm.
And I started thinking about that. Well, it can't take an app because it's not licensed. Well, wait a minute. See, we took a leap there. Somehow we're thinking that AI is a unlicensed assistant. It's a computer, right?
Right.
Just like a website. So if AI would do an application and just simply filling out the blanks in a 1003, a loan application, well, why is it legal for me to send a link to somebody and then click on that link and then fill in the blanks on the computer? That's legal,
Or they go directly to my website
right?
and
They,
click
they
the
go
link.
directly to my website and they can fill out there.
Yep.
But if I've got this computer that instead of typing it in, can ask questions and fill in the blanks, not giving suggestions, not here's what we should do,
Not
just
calculating income. None of that.
none of that, just strictly asking questions as if filling in the blank. I'm going to help you fill in the blank. You speak the blank. I'm going to read you the question instead of you having to read it.
Mhm.
And instead of you having to type in the answer, you talk to me and I'll put the answer down all through a computer. Why can I go on a website and do an application, but I can't have an AI take the application for me? Why? Because they're not a human being. It's just a computer. It's just instead of doing a keyboard, maybe we'd do a mouse, and instead of doing a mouse, we just now have this AI that we can say things and it writes down the answer. Wonder why you can't do that.
When you said it, I hadn't thought about it, and
I
now
hadn't
I
either.
can't. And now I can't unthink it. I don't know.
I know.
I have no idea.
Isn't that interesting?
It's probably coming to that. It's probably getting there.
My argument was, well, maybe AI shouldn't because it might, you know, give bad advice. But no, no, we're not talking about advice. We're just talking about an application.
Mhm.
So I'll tell you some of the areas that I've seen AI working really well.
How are you using it in your branch? Like, what are
Boy, answering the phone.
answering the phone?
Answering the phone is the biggest. I would call, the biggest kiss of death is somebody calls the office. They want to get a loan from you, or your cell phone numbers is the phone number you got on your business card. They call that number, and it hits voicemail. We did this study. I personally called. I think it was 100 random loan officer phone numbers just to see what would happen. And I think it was I don't remember exactly. I think it was 11%. No, no, no. Oh yeah, yeah. So, gosh, I don't remember the exact numbers, but it was like 80% went to voicemail. I don't remember the exact number. I can look it up. It was something like that. Like 80% went to voicemail. But get this, I remember this number. 11 of those voicemails were full.
Oh man.
Isn't
Yep.
that crazy?
I get it all the time. No, that doesn't shock me actually. And then I'll text them and be like, "Hey, did you know your voicemail's full?"
Crazy.
Like, "Oh, I didn't. Thanks."
Right. And so to have an AI to
Yeah.
answer the phone, um, that really solves a lot of problem. And Owen and I are doing a podcast episode on this coming up. Boy, I tell you what, it's gotten pretty slick. It really does a great job on answering the phone. It'll like the main job for it is to set an appointment, with the loan officer. So the loan officers, it'll set an appointment with them. So somebody calls in and, hey, I'd like some information about a mortgage. Does Kristen do VA loans? Yes, Kristen does VA loans, which is a great option for veterans that are eligible for that. Let's go ahead and get you scheduled on Kristen's calendar. uh, what's best for you later today, or what's best for you first thing in the morning, like whatever script we give this thing. And it's impressive on setting calendar appointments. It's infinitely better than a voicemail for sure. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's so I would say that's the number one thing, because I think one area I think loan officers are kind of falling short is it'll say, hey, on content creation.
Yeah.
And I have to tell you, AI is impressive on content creation. Like it's impressive. It's really good, and the content it produces is really good. Like it's high quality. The only thing is, Kristen, if I looked at my last 10 loans, how many of those came in because of an article that I wrote?
Mm. And there it is, the truth bomb.
And there it is. It's
Yep.
like, all right, it's good articles. It does. It's good articles. And it's fascinating. And it is. It's impressive. It is. But how many people read an article to get their mortgage loan?
No.
They just don't, right? You have to remember, we're, you know, I call us the Kardashian generation, that they're more interested in Kardashian than they are their own. And I'm not, it's not a proud moment in our society, I think, where they're more important, they're more focused on their Kardashians, so to speak, than their own finances. And the idea that I'm going to write this article and then all these people are going to read it and then want to do a mortgage with me, I'm not saying it's not going to happen. I'm just saying it's not going to be a lot,
Yeah.
for most of us. I mean, there's always the outliers, of course, but yes, I don't think the content creation is really where the needle's moved in AI. And I still think in the computer world, I still think we're playing Pong, with AI. So we have this amazing machinery that we don't, it's kind of like if we went and handed our cell phone to a caveman or cave lady, they would be looking at the camera going, wow, this is amazing. This is incredible. What's its magic?
Yeah.
And totally ignoring the other 99.99999% of what this incredible device would do because they don't know enough to ask.
Right.
And so I think it's the same thing with AI right now is we're dealing with an incredible technology that could do so much. We don't know enough. It like handing a calculator to a 1-year old. They don't know what it is or what button to push or how the advantage it could get. So I'm really excited to see what happens here, even in the next, say, like 2 years, 3 years. I think it's going to be dr- drastically different than what it is today. So
In addition to taking applications, where else do you think it'll go?
um, if I knew, I'd be working on this very moment. I So right now, the number one thing that makes loan officers money is having conversations.
Mhm.
And so I would say for me, using AI to help me have conversations, that's the place you want to do it. But again, it's like, how did you have your last 10 conversations? What'd you do for that? And have AI help me do that, like
Do
whatever
more of
that
that.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, whether it's
The end game is still, I want to have a conversation with somebody.
it's still having conversations, right? There's no way around it. And the tools are really fun, are fun. Like I got a buddy of mine that's real big into the AI, super nice guy, super smart guy. And but again, it's like they really haven't figured out what to do with it just yet. And neither have I, right? I'm not downplaying now. 'Cause like sometimes like I got, sometimes I got another buddy of mine, is like, hey Carl, look at this picture that it helped me draw. It makes me look like, Superman and but that doesn't get me alone, right? That doesn't. It's cute and it's fun, and it is fun, right? It is cute, or I don't know if cute's the right word, but fascinating. You look at this and go, "Holy crap, that's really, really cool." But does it give me a conversation that leads to an application that leads to a credit pull, which leads to a closing? So far, no. And so I
Right.
think we have this just incredible machine. We just haven't figured out exactly what to do with it yet. Hey there. Hey, if you're loving the tips so far, be sure to hit that subscribe button right down there and then tap the little bell so that you never miss out on more free, cool tips coming your way. Also, I would love to hear from you. Drop a comment beneath there. Let me know what you think or tell me what you'd like to hear next. So, by the way, Sam Altman, he's the guy that owns or was the leader of ChatGPT.
Mhm.
I was listening to a podcast that he did just recently. I can't remember who his podcast it was on, but one of the big ones, And they were talking. You and I were talking a little bit about this before we hit the record button, just catching up with our kids. And the interviewer asked Sam, Mr. ChatGPT, who has a 3 month old, 6 month old, something like that, Sam does. And he said, is your kid going to go to college? And Sam said, I don't think there'll be colleges. I don't think that'll be a thing. And, so my grandson was born here, what, 3 months ago, a little over 3 months ago, right? Charlie, that's his name, Charles. And I started thinking about we were in the process of setting up his 529, which you and I were talking about earlier, which is a savings account you can set up for your kids or grand or anybody really, I guess anybody. You
Yep.
can donate this money into a 529 and it grows
Tax
tax
deferred.
free, yeah, or tax free, not tax deferred, tax
Oh,
free.
right, tax free. Yep.
And as long as you pull that money out for qualified education, right, which would be most what we would call legitimate education, it's you don't have to pay taxes on pulling it out. So it's a great thing to do. The only thing is, after I listened to that conversation, I thought, well, I don't know if I'd set up a 529 because what if there's no colleges?
Mhm.
What if this AI makes it so that, 18 years from now, there is no college because it's totally unnecessary because it's all, it's just some interesting conversations, you know.
Yep. It'll be, I'll tell you what, it exponentially changes,
What are
right?
you what are you using it for? Are you using it for anything right now?
529 or AI?
The AI, are you like in
Oh,
your personal life,
um,
what are you using it for? Or are you?
no, I am. I use it daily. And here's the thing for me. When you've got multiple things going on at the same time and you like have the thought in your brain of what you need to do, but you need somebody to
Mm,
just make it look pretty. Like, can you just, here's what I need to do, put it into an email or put it into a text message or something like that.
mhm,
And then it'll spit it out to me more concise than I would be because personally I get wordy.
mhm,
You know what
mhm,
I mean? I just get a little wordy and it doesn't need to be that wordy. And then what'll happen to me is I know I need to do it, but then I'll just keep putting it off to later because I can't think of how to say it or I can't get it right. And so having offloading that, having Chat GPT work on that for me,
mhm.
I can just grab it and say, awesome, that looks great, and pop it into, an email or a text or whatever it is I'm trying to do. That's fun.
Are you trying anything other than ChatGPT? Have you played with any of the others?
Um, no, I can't say that I have. Although it's funny because I've one of the things that I've been doing lately is sending my kids all these reels like, hey, don't use it for this because now there's this technology that your professor's going to know if you're using it for this, that kind of thing.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's a real, but which goes back to the question, well, what if you do use AI to write this article?
Yeah,
It'd be like, okay, you can't use a calculator in chemistry class. Well, why not? I got a calculator built into my phone or my watch or whatever.
yeah,
Why can't I use that to write an article? Because it's showing that writing an article is going to be something that's just not
yeah.
done because the AI does it so much better. So I started, so, I've got a little Tesla, which I love that car. That is, and not a political thing. I stay out of that. People say
And
car.
is this the one that sometimes you'll call me and you're not even touching the wheel?
I never drive it, like ever.
Yeah,
I literally never drive that thing. The self-driving is just unbelievable. And I don't get into the politics of it because like people say, are you left or right? I'm just grooving through life, right? I just have, on some things I'm left, on some things I'm right. It's just a balance. So whatever. I don't get into all that stuff. But anyway, so it just had a new update. So about once every 2 weeks, I get notified, hey, you have a new update.
hmm,
Here's some new things that I can do for you, Carl, like my car says to me, right? And so the newest update was it has Grok built inside. So there's a little button on the steering wheel that's always been there. And now when I push it and hold it more than 2 seconds, it opens up Grok all automatically. And so I push it, hold it for 2 seconds, then I let go and Grok, hi, this is Grok. How can I help you today? So which is Tesla's version of ChatGPT. And so I'm driving down the road, driving. I'm a passenger. I'm the
the
sole
princess in your
passenger in this
Tesla.
self-driving car, which is just amazing. Um, and I just been talking with it, right? Just like, hey, teach me something. So my first, and I've done a fair, so I just finished a drive up to High Point, North Carolina and back, which is about 12 hours each way. So, like 24 hours I spent. and probably 8 of it talking with this thing, just having
Didn't
conversation.
drive the entire 12 hours, the car drove.
Yeah, I never drive. Like when I pull into a parking, like when I pull into, like say, like I'll pull into a Publix to go get something to drink, like go get a kombucha or some kind of juice or something. I'll drive it into the parking lot. But other than that, like, yeah, I don't touch it. Like literally, like don't touch it. But anyway, so after spending a fair amount of time with Grok, it really sucks. I mean, it was bad. I was so
You were going to
disappointed.
say the opposite of that. I thought you were going to say it was great. Oh, okay.
It's not even close. It
Oh,
was it was no, not even close. It now it might do other things that I don't do. Like maybe it's phenomenal at coding, program coding. I'm a salesperson. I'm not a program coder. Maybe it's great at these other things that maybe it does. But as far as like just having conversations and giving, like I'd ask it, some, hey, well, give me what percent of, what's the 10 biggest pain points of real estate agents, and how can I, as a loan officer, help solve those problems, that kind of stuff. It was just really lame. Like it was bad. It was real bad. It was
mm,
bad at doing math too. Like I'd ask it, what's 23% of 426, and some ideas that I was doing. Like, hey, you need this many leads and this many closing. So how many leads do I need to close this many? And it would give weird numbers, like numbers that didn't even exist. Like it would say 1,100,000,036. Like, wait, what number is that?
yep.
And I have no idea what number that was. Like, it would literally give nonsensical numbers that don't, like, there's no such number. It was weird. I was really surprised on how, and it's a beta release, but gosh, I thought they were like ChatGPT's on the stuff that we were using just spanks Grok.
Yeah.
It's not even close.
Would have expected maybe a little bit more.
Me too, because like the technology, boy, Tesla's a technology company. Because you look like between SpaceX, which has really just made NASA irrelevant, which is unheard of, right? So NASA is just not even on the map anymore. And the Tesla car, as far as technology, just smokes anything I've ever.
Yep.
I mean, it's just unbelievable what that thing does and how well it does it. And Grok, I would give it a out of 10 stars, I would give it 2. It was bad. It was real bad.
I wonder if there's not enough users interfacing with it because it doesn't ChatGPT learn from itself.
Yeah, I apparently, I'd say I would say ChatGPT has definitely had the huge advantage. And at first I thought, well, maybe ChatGPT is just more conversational. Because
Hmm.
I tell you something I found is ChatGPT. So I do the talk version a lot. 'Cause I'm driving down the road or I'm riding my bicycle, and I'll just have a conversation, getting ideas. So I noticed here recently she started saying, well, one thing you might want to look at, and I'm hearing that a fair amount. I go, all right, I know that's always been an issue of mine, right? So I went to Toastmasters early in my career, and they do the old thing of clinking the fork or the spoon on the glass when you say and I went to it like twice and went, all right, I'm out of here. I am who I am, and that's who I am, and I'll whatever. So I noticed it was doing these and I said, why are you doing that? She goes, well, I've been programmed to mimic you, right? And to talk how you talk. And I went, all right. So I've been more aware of my
Mm.
ums. So ChatGPT will listen to how you talk. And if you're from New York and you talk real fast, it'll talk real fast. And if you're a Southern belle, like not a belle, you know what I mean? Like if you're a
Yeah.
Southerner, like I am, yep, it'll slow down a little bit and give some ums. And so I have to remind myself sometimes that I'm talking to a computer, not a person. It's gotten impressive. With Grok, there was no doubt I was talking to a computer, and so I thought maybe it was ChatGPT just in being a better conversation plug-in or computer part of it. But no, it was just better advice. And like, yeah, the advice it gave on like strategies for loan officers, it was pretty bad. It was
All right. So,
dismal.
moral of the story, don't get your loan officer strategies from Grok.
Not yet. So if you want to get your loan officer strategies, if you
Right.
want to close more loans, you need to be talking to Miss Kristen here. That's what you need to do. So, hey, one quick question as
Yep.
we got to somehow this has been just kind of a fun little episode that we were doing here. But what's one single thing? What's one single piece of advice or action item that you think loan officers would benefit loan officers the most? Like what if I do one action item, what's that one action item?
Call your database.
Hmm. Why do you think they not?
I think there's two reasons. I think first reason is they're already sending them drip campaigns and texting them, and so the assumption is that that's taken care of.
Hmm.
The second thing is they feel like they're bothering them, and they don't know what the call to action is.
They don't know what to say.
They don't know what to say, right?
I bet you can help people with that, can't you?
I can. I just so happen to have a really good script that somebody wrote.
Interesting. So if somebody wants to learn, by the way, I've always looked at I agree with you 100%. Like somebody needs loans like right now, and if they have one, even a modest one, past database. I mean that is
And if even if they are calling their past database, but they don't have the right call to action, they're not going to see the conversion.
mm,
And so here's barometer, and you taught me this. If you are not seeing a 1% conversion every month in closings out of your past client database, get on the horn with us. Let's talk.
what do you mean by 1%?
So if I got 100 past clients, I should be seeing one closing every month coming out of that past client database.
Mm-hmm.
That's 12 closings a year.
It's
That's
36
significant.
grand.
36 grand. That's significant. Yeah. And so again, it goes back to that. Where's the bottleneck? Do I have a crack somewhere in the foundation? And man, that's a really, really big one.
So if somebody wants to get this and not speak to an AI agent, but actually talk to Kristen herself, what's that website you send people to?
DailySuccessPlan.com. Just it'll ask for a couple pieces of information. You get to my calendar, schedule a call, and we'll talk through it. Talk the
Yeah,
script. Mm-hmm.
it's free money. Past database is like free money. Yeah, and I'm 100%. Yeah, they don't know what to say, and so it'll be weird.
It's been five
I haven't
years.
talked to them in
I
five
just
years.
refinanced them. Like it goes on and on. You
Yeah,
know. Yeah.
cool. DataSuccessPlan.com. Thanks, Kristen.
Always good to talk to you, Carl.
All right, bye.